hear, okay, what exactly has been said. Maybe you've missed something and you want to be able to pick it back up. We will record this session. It's already I've started recording, so not to worry. You will not really miss a thing. All right. So good afternoon, everyone, from where you have joined from all over the world. My name is Tunde Shogaolu or Anthony Shogaolu, as the case may be, depending on how you want to have it called out. I am a director for Smartlearning UK. So by that, what do I do in terms of managing our operations for Smartlearning, in terms of delivering our courses, in terms of making sure our students are familiar with everything that they need to know, to be empowered within the area of cybersecurity. That is what I do. That is where I sit. I'm not just alone here today. I have other mentors, other trainers. And the good thing is I also have our founder also on the call with us. And all of us will be taking turns to actually join in this course. So guys, please, if you are not yet muted, kindly just help me do that. The reason is just help us so that we keep to the housekeeping rules. It's to make sure that we don't interfere with the recording of what we're trying to do. Yeah, so I know you have so many things to also ask. You will definitely have the opportunity of asking. Yeah. All right. Not to worry. I've seen people raised hands. I will take your questions. Yeah. All right. Just give me a second, please. Just give me a second. Okay. All right. So I've just given a brief introduction about myself, but I will tell you more about myself and about Smartlearning as we go on in the course of walking you through what we are here for with our pre-course session. Okay, so basically this is what we're going to be running through. This shows our table of content, and I will walk you through stage by stage process of how we deliver our training. So what exactly is Smartlearning? Who exactly is Smartlearning? Who are we? Smartlearning, we are an organization with a mission to develop human capital. That is what that is our goal. That's our objective. And we've been doing this over the course of over 7 years. So we have been in this space for well over 7 years. The good thing is we started face-to-face training initially. So we used to, on every weekend, we'll meet up at Greenwich University to deliver this training. But you would agree with me that there are changing needs, and to be able to reach a much more broader and wider audience, we went online. So well before we had COVID coming to interfere with how we run our lives, so with or without COVID, we have been running our sessions online, so that's just a brief history about how far we have come as an organization. So what exactly do we do? We do this by enhancing the skills, the knowledge, and the prospects of people who want to get great careers as cybersecurity practitioners. So we have been training people over the years, and we keep celebrating the successes that we have had with people being able to find their desired role when it comes to the workspace. So we are not just developing people for the workspace, but we're also developing people that have or they want to learn, cybersecurity skills. So you might take this training, you might decide, okay, you know what, I don't want it as a 9 to 5. Can I learn? Absolutely, you can. I'm a student. I want to broaden my knowledge. Can I learn? Absolutely, it is for you. So it's a wide variety of people that we want to be able to develop their skills, knowledge, and prospects, within the cybersecurity space. Yeah. So very quickly, I will give our founder and my trainer the opportunity of quickly saying something more about himself. Wale, do you want to quickly go for this?
Sure. So thank you today for organizing the section and taking the lead on this. And thank you to our staff as well, that they have been instrumental helping us out, to set up the section. So my name is Wale Omolere. I am the founder and the CEO of Smartlearning. Just as Tunde said earlier on, our vision is to empower people that are in alternative career, that desire to come into the IT security or cybersecurity space. Our vision is to empower them, to support them, to hold their hands and take them through that journey up until the time they are able to secure a job, a very, very good job in the world of cybersecurity. Personally, I have been in the cybersecurity space in the last 20 years. Some of you probably will be working out my age now. I'm not that old. So I just, happened to start my career quite early. So I've been around for a while. I know what it is to help people. I know the gap in the market. I know the challenges that people face, especially when they want to switch from one career to another, particularly if they want to come into cybersecurity space. So I've been there, I've done that. I had my career started, as a support analyst. Then I moved from there, to go into proper IT support. I went into network security. From network security, as a network engineer. From there, I upgraded, if I can use that word, to become a network security. Then from there, I became, a full-fledged cybersecurity practitioner. I've worked as a management staff for so many organizations. So my experience span across multiple industrial verticals. So name it from oil and gas, to telco, to banking, to asset management, to communication technology, to marketing company, to manufacturing, to automobile, just name it. I've worked for the Big Four consulting firm, likes of Accenture and a few others in the space. So I've been through this journey, and I have been privileged in my career to have worked for a lot of this great organization, to a lot of good best practices, as it were, if I can put it that way. And the last 6 years, or over more than that, about 7 years, I started this training platform, and this platform is just to support people of color, like yourself and me, and any other person that is interested, to hold their hands and take them through this journey, and help them secure, a job in the cybersecurity space. Not only to secure a job, but to have a rewarding career, where you can grow, from where you are and become something great, within the space. You could be anything, within the cybersecurity space or technology space, if I can put it that way, which is more encompassing. So, i.e., whether you want to become, or your desire is to become a director at some point, you can start from where you are. Whether you want to go into cloud security, whether you want to go into, IoT, which we call Internet of Things, whether you want to just be around the governance, risk, and compliance space, if that's what is your which is less technical, or you want to be that, technical guru, within the cybersecurity space, if that's what you desire as well, or whether you want to go into AI, which is the artificial intelligence, learn more about data science, so if that is you, then we have something for you that can help you in this space. We've been doing this, like I said, in the last 6 to 7 years. We keep getting better with our processes and our practice. Our framework is just keep getting better as we onboard more students. We understand their pain point. As it were, we've come across a lot of clever people, not necessarily, people that have been to university or study computer science in uni, but a lot of people that, they're just clued on, they're clever, but they need a whole lot of hand holding. They need support. They need somebody to guide them. They need somebody to, point them in the right direction, to just give them that support. And this is what we do. And that's the reason why our company is not just like any other company. We do not sell, our service like, the others sell. We want to engage you. We want to talk to you. We want to understand your pain point. We want to understand your areas of interest. While some people would be like, very, they would like technical things. They like breaking computers, writing code. Fair enough, that's good. Others will say, you know what, I'm the management guy. I'm strategic in my thinking. I'm the one that want to set the vision. I'm the one that want to work, with the technical team, and bring them into a vision. I'm the one that want to write the requirements and set it out. People are wired up, internally different way. You have inherent skills, who you are, who you are, not necessarily what you have learned, and for us, that's what is different about, our platform, what we do. It's all about, understanding who you are first, then again, taking your inherent skill, mapping it back, to various courses that we have that can help you, to get your end destination. So for as many that desire, to have a change of career, to come into the cybersecurity space or the technology space as well, then we have something for you. I'm super excited to have you today. I'm really grateful that, you make the time to join. Please feel free, ask us any question. Like Tunde said, if we have the answer, we'll tell you. If we don't, we'll come back. All right. So enjoy this ride and use the chat box, ask, questions. All right. Thank you, Tunde. Over to you now.
All right. Thanks a lot, Wale. Nice one. Great. So guys, that is our founder. He's just giving you a brief rundown and intro. And what he said in the last less than 5 minutes encapsulates what we do in totality, but we will go in through bit sides of everything. Yeah. So that's my picture. That's who I am. My name, I'm one of the trainers as well. So we have a number of trainers that are going to be training as well. So the good thing about what we do is that it's not just one person that is taking all the modules. So you are going to come across different trainers, and you would agree with me that variety, like they say, is a spice of life. So you hear something from someone that sits within that space. So for example, let's take GRC. Let's take governance. You are going to hear someone who is a seasoned practitioner within that space. It will take you through what governance is all about. Then you move on to risk. The same thing. You're going to hear from a seasoned practitioner. This is their bread and butter. When you move to compliance as well, it's the same thing. So it's not just one person. So for each of our models, how we have built it out, you have different trainers. So you have a wide variety of experience that you are going to be getting. An experience, we're not talking about 2-3 years, we're talking about 4, 5, 6 years and above of experience. That is what you are going to be getting per trainer, per course. And you agree with me that that is a lot, so you are in for a very good time. Yeah. Just a bit about myself. So I also joined Smartlearning, just like you, about 7 years ago. And I have been in a job since then. I've not been fired, and I have grown in my career within the last 7 years. I have gone through a number of industry verticals as well, from consulting to industry-focused organizations. So currently, I work within the financial services in the UK. I've been in my role for close to about 3 years, and it has been fun. It's been real fun. The balance is, we always say that sometimes IT can be boring, but the beautiful thing about it is that if you find the right niche, working on your strength, like would help you to, it's not going to be boring. It's going to be fun. Yeah. So you're in for that. That's just in a nutshell about myself. Yeah. Okay. Why we exist? We exist primarily because we want to be able to effectively transfer knowledge, and the knowledge we're trying to transfer is what we get from the workspace. We bring it. So we're transferring a very high level technical language into your normal everyday use language. So the examples that we are going to be presenting in the courses are things that are very relatable. It's something that you can relate with. It is something that because what we are after is your understanding. once you understand it, once you grab it, it's easy for you to be able to relate with it. So typically, for example, why do you have a lock on the door? Why do you have a window in a house? Why do you have a padlock in a house as well? These are some of the things, when you think about it, you're thinking about security. Why do you ensure that your house, you have wired it with, you have an alarm system, for example? Why do you ensure that you have the right password? So those are the things that when you understand the why, then you will know the how. That is what we are going to be passing across. So there's a lot of knowledge transfer that we are going to be delivering with our courses. Why we do what we do. Basically, what we're saying here is that we offer a comprehensive array of specially designed cybersecurity and IT security training programs across all levels. So if you're a beginner, you are not alone. We've had people that we have trained that had no knowledge whatsoever. And today, they're amazing stories. You will hear some stories as well by the time I bring up a few people to talk about their experience with what they've gone through in this training. So whether you're a beginner, whether you're an intermediate, whether you're advanced, we have everything for you in this training. Yeah, so this is what we pride ourselves in. And what exactly is our approach? We have a very simple approach, just like you see in this diagram. From you understanding yourself, what is your strength, what is your weaknesses? That's having done like a personality assessment on yourself, towards us developing you, growing you, learning through the journey. So after doing the course, you go onto a live project, you get your hands dirty, put your hands, dig in, contribute your quota. Then when it comes to the point of application or applying for roles, we'll take you through that journey. Even after that is finished, we will bring you onto another different platform where, we have a community. So at the end of the day, we're not really leaving you all by yourself. You still have that life. It's more like a lifetime, that you are going to have with us in this journey. So we are in this business, we're in this training for the long haul, not for the short haul. So our typical candidate's journey, this is how it works. This is our end-to-end strategy. This is ultimately our goal. From when understanding yourself, your personality traits, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, being able to define that, then coming to the pre-course training, which is what we're doing today. For a number of people that are on this course, this is what we are delivering. What exactly do you expect? What are your own expectations? That's what we're trying to pass across. Then we onboard after you said, okay, you know what? I think this is what I want to do. I want to sit within this space and I want to grow and develop my career. Then we onboard you. So by onboarding, what do I mean? We give you access to tons of materials, tons of videos, things that you can easily sit down at home within the comfort of your home and watch over and over and over again. But that is based on your signifying your interest to come onto this training. Then before we start our in-training, and the in-training, basically, we walk you through all the courses that we're going to be delivering. So it's a long journey. It's I would say between 4 to 6 weeks. It's not something that we're going to rush. We're going to take time, take you through the training, because at the end of the day, your understanding, your knowledge is what is most important. And that is how you get value from this training. Then we move you onto the work experience part of the program. This is where you will be able to do some live projects, projects that is relatable with what you have learned in the training and what you will be expecting to do on the job. So that is where we will do that particular phase, and it is very important that all our students actually do that, because what helps is that it crystallizes their learning and makes learning fun and better for them. Before we now move on to the next phase, which is mentoring and CV review. So good example, we have just finished a training last night. So our guys that went on to join us from April to June, have just finalized their training. So April, May, June, which is what we call it, the set, they have finished. Now we're moving them onto this work experience phase. That's number 5, and we'll move them to from there. They'll move on to number 6. So which is the mentoring and CV review. That is after they must have finished, or even whilst they're still doing their work experience, they will do that. Then before we move on to the last phase, so after you are happy and you're ready and you want to, step out into the deep, we will then be helping you with mock interview and how to eventually secure a job. So for example, what do I mean by that? You get it, maybe you've put out your CV out there on different job platforms, or you're applying directly to companies, and you have an interview, giving us enough notice, we will be able to organize a mock interview with you. And and that is primarily very role-based, so it's primarily what you're going to get on the interview proper. That is what we're going to take you through when we organize those mock interview sessions. And that's also very recorded. So we have tons of materials that we would expose you to, when you come onto this training with us. So our cost levels, just before I go into this, what I would say is that I want to quickly bring 1 or 2 people just for you to hear another different flavor. So people that have gone through this particular course with us, I want you to be able to hear them and hear what their own experience when they went onto this training. Yeah, so very quickly, I'm going to introduce someone in the person of Tony Ekanem, just to quickly give us a quick flavor of what it is and what he learned and his own experience with smart learning. Tony, do you want?
Yeah, hi guys, can you hear me? Today, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
Excellent, thanks for having me on here. My name is Tony, and I have been through this process with smart learning. So for me, I was similar to how Wale was. I was initially in support. Like you guys know, I've got my headset on and picking up support tickets. It could be for anything. It doesn't have to be technical, So that was how my journey started. And I went onto Smart Learning platform. Now, like was mentioned, it's a journey. It's a journey from training all the way down to the actual getting a job. So I'm not going to take your time, but I'll try and break those layers for you. So I jumped on there. I started training. The first thing I did, which is very important, which is not like most other places. So most other places, even online, you see courses like Voucher, or you see different organizations. What they do, pick a course, select it, check out, and you're done. Start the course on Monday, finish on Friday. You paid your money, you're gone, and the world is yours. It's different. So what happens here is I actually spoke to Wale, and then he tries to enhance your skills. What do you like? What are you good at? There's no point just, giving you anything and say, right, go and do this course. What is your strength? I had that discussion, which was what I showed on the slide, saying the pre-traits and looking about who you are, what you want to get out of cybersecurity. And then I went on to this slide you can see here, which is looking at what courses to do. So you can imagine, you've got the buffet style. They go to a restaurant, pick up everything, and what happens? You're always wasted. You never finish a buffet. It's a waste, and you come out hungry again. Or you have where you go there, you pick up one little menu. I want this, and you look, oh, it's a bit expensive. I want to try something else. So what Smart Learning did for me during that pre-course was I spoke to Wale, and then he said, right, I think you're good at this. Let me try and put this together. So it's a hybrid. He put a few courses for me together to say, right, I think this will work for you. And I was happy with it, and I went with it. Don't forget, like I said, they have this experience within this field. So then I went on to the training, and then I trained, like I said, you have different mentors, different trainers. And just so I can remind everyone, when they say different trainers, it's not, oh, this guy's a trainer. He actively works within the industry, which means that is his job title. He does that job. So he knows new traits. So whatever they teach someone today will be different from something that will come up in the next day, because something else may happen. So it's something I need to just hold on to, say that these trainers are actively working within the field currently. This is what they do. So if you have opportunity to speak to them, you know that this is what they're doing actively. Did the training was absolutely fantastic. And like, birds of the same feather flock together. So you meet a lot of like-minded people within that course. You begin to start rubbing shoulder to say with people that are aspiring to be cyber professional. Out of this, I've got loads of friends that are into cybersecurity. So from that training, the fantastic thing again is the live project. You actually need to apply what you've learned into a project, which is priceless. Again, most courses will just give you, you're done, that's it, bye, have a nice time. But you actually get to practice before you go in the field, a live project. You get to put what you've learned into work. And it's absolutely fantastic. I have to say, it is absolutely fantastic. So what happened? I went there, I did my course, I finished, I did the live project, and it's time. I'm like, how do I go around it? Smartlearning helped me with the CV. It will help you with CV, which is very, very important. Like, you can be the most brilliant person out there. If your CV doesn't go out, you're not going to be called. You would just not be called. So they will help you. They help me tailor my CV around, build it. So the CV for me, it was built, looked at it, signed it off and say, yep, you're good to go. Start applying. And the next stage, very important stage, is preparing you for the interview. So I was prepared again by people who had been in the field. They know the kind of questions they're going to ask. So it's always going to go through the ringer, like I like to say. Prepare you for the interview. Then once you go to that interview prep, you are good to go. And, fingers crossed, by the grace of God, you get a job. So for me, I went through that stage. I kept applying. And I was fortunate to get a few interviews. After the interviews, I was actually given a couple of offers, which I was ecstatic about. I managed to give offers in the GRC space and the InfoSec space. And this, I have to say, is within the last couple of months. So it's not like I've been doing this for a year, 4 years. This is recently. I went through exactly what you're going through now. Same process, training, live project, CV, interview prep. Unfortunate, I was actually able to get off. I was actually offered 2 roles within cybersecurity. People are like, oh, I don't know about cyber. You do cybersecurity every day. Every day, most people here have a phone. On your phone, you most likely have a PIN. That's security already. Not knowing you've got, like they mentioned before, your house, you lock your door. Most people, everybody will lock your door. Everybody has a phone. Most people with their phone, you put a PIN. People have extra 2FA, multi-factor authentication on their WhatsApp. No one can enter my phone. So already every day you are into security. No matter what you do at work, security. Any work you do, most places, you have to show your pass. That's security. So does everybody know that already security is something that we do daily and it's not going anywhere. So that's really my journey. And after that, and just so you know, between all this, you're actually in the community. What does that mean? I'm actually part of a forum. I'm part of that WhatsApp forum where you get knowledge. People are talking about things, and you don't keep asking questions. The thing for me is very important is birds of the same feather flock together. So once you're part of that cybersecurity with Smartlearning, you just begin to hone in your skills and you speak to different people within the industry. So for me, it's been priceless. I don't take everybody's time, but I've been very, very, very fortunate and grateful to be with Smartlearning. It's a cut above the rest. Like I said, it's different from most, or if not all, other training things. You will be able to Google training facilities there, and 100% they'll offer, yes, we'll train you. Once they train you, or they probably just give you a video to watch. Watch the video, you pay your money, you're done, that's it, bye. But here it's interactive, and with seasoned people that are actually doing that work. Actually, not someone that's coming to, I'm doing training today, let me go read up on how to train these guys. No. That is his profession. He does that work. So you're going to see the passion when they're actually delivering the training. So all I say is welcome aboard, and Wale, thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Tony. And the course, again, I would introduce another person that has been on this journey with us as well. Yeah. So just for you to understand what our course level is, this is the breakdown. So you're a beginner, you have you have a basic, or you don't have a basic knowledge at all. That's not a problem. We'll be able to take what you have and help you grow what you have into what you want to become. Intermediate, basically here, we provide an in-depth understanding of courses, topics, and related issues. So all our topics, the way we deliver it, is what is currently happening. We say something that cybersecurity is ever evolving. Why? Because the threat landscape keeps changing. The risks out there also keeps changing. So that is why a lot of things that we do, we have to adapt it to what is relevant in today. It can't be stale, because technology is not static. It keeps changing. So if you want to go on to the advanced course, definitely we have you also have the opportunity. We would explore the complex aspects of the topics as applied to real world scenarios. So for example, you want to be a pen tester, or you want to do ethical hacking. Then we have a penetration course test that you can easily do, learn and grow in that area as well. If that is what you want to do, if that's the area that you want to focus on, after understanding your strength and your weakness. Then how do we do our courses? We have a bundle. So our course bundles are tailored to guide any candidate in their chosen career path. So we're going to be able to explore and discover a potential for new career path. You have that opportunity on this journey. And I will be bringing Wale back again to be able to break down all the buckets of courses and how it works. I'll bring Wale back to be able to run us through that shortly, but still just stay with me. So our course category, these are the number of courses that we are going to be delivering. So from cybersecurity fundamentals and essentials, to vulnerability management, which is the techie ones, to pen test, which is another technical training, to cryptography, to public key infrastructure, to ISO 27017, cloud computing. We have cloud governance. We have Azure Cloud Fundamentals. We have information security governance, risk and compliance. We even have what you will call enterprise security architecture as well. So we have this bundle of trainings that we are offering. If you also want to do the GDPR, we have that, because a number of our candidates, a number of our students will take them through that journey as well. Then the Nigerian Data Protection Regulation, which is called NDPR. So for example, the people in Nigeria, the government has rolled out its own cybersecurity strategy, in 2021. What does the cyberspace look like, from a Nigerian perspective? And how is data privacy managed? So a lot of legislation is coming in that direction. We have a tailored course to help you in that space. Then we have the IoT fundamentals, the Internet of Things. We also have the IoT security architect, and we have the IoT security and risk management. So we have all of these available. So that is some of the list of our courses. We are also introducing new courses as well, but that is still worked on. So there are a number of new courses that we are also going to be introducing. It's just to make sure that you have a pool that you can pull from and develop your knowledge in that area. So I'm going to be showing you what our career pathway looks like, or a normal cybersecurity career pathway, what it looks like. So basically, this is a typical use case. Now, for our students, you can be technical or you can be non-technical. Now, if you are non-technical, we have some courses that can also help you, or that we can help you grow in. So for the non-technical guys, maybe you have experience around project management, you have experience around business analysis, or any other industry vertical or title or work that is out there. We will be able to help develop that path. So what do we do, or how are we going to be doing that? We have a specific course that we will put you on. So typically around the GRC, which is governance, risk, and compliance, we will point you in that direction, so that it's easy for you. It's less technical, however, is heavy on compliance, is heavy on regulation, is heavy on legislation, is heavy on understanding people, process, and technology, and how it sits, and we pride ourselves in delivering a particular industry best practice framework or standard called ISO 27001. We would help you develop that, and you will develop your knowledge more in that area. So this is specifically for the people that are non-technical. Now, for the ones that are technical, we have our cybersecurity analyst training. So if you want to do anything cybersecurity related, we'll move you to our cybersecurity fundamentals and our cybersecurity essentials. So by the time we move into that particular training module, you would agree with me that we are moving from the non-technical to the more technical. So we would now start pushing you towards pen tests, towards vulnerability management, towards application security, towards enterprise security architect. By the time we start doing that, you know that you are moving into the technical part of our training proper. Yeah. So this is just a typical use case or example of how we deliver our training. So be it knowing fully well that you are non-technical, we have something for you. If you're technical as well, we have something for you. So that is why it's structured towards beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So these are typical career paths. So you can decide that, I want to be, okay, for example, I'm a networking guy. What can I do? I'm a software developer. Can I come into this space? I'm a financial and risk analyst. Even maybe you are doing this within financial services, KYC. So all of these things, all of these roles, is easy for you to transfer your knowledge, and move into the cybersecurity space proper, or any cybersecurity role, depending on how far you want to go. So for a typical entry-level roles, like a cybersecurity analyst or cybersecurity technician, there are certain fundamentals or essentials that you need to know to be able to do that. So typically, employers of labor will be looking at, how vast is this person around best practice frameworks? So a framework like NIST, do you understand it? A framework like ISO 27001, do you understand it? All of that framework, we would help you when you come onto our course. So that's a typical entry level. So if you want to move into a mid entry level, we'll help you with our cybersecurity training as well. So within the cybersecurity fundamentals or essentials, there are certain modules around there that can develop your knowledge in that area. Then, if you want to go into the advanced role as well, the way our training is structured, it's very easy for you to begin to plot your career roadmap in that direction. So this is just a breakdown from an entry level to a mid level to an advanced level. We have every course structured in this manner. Yeah. So that, in a nutshell, is how we will be tailoring our course to delivering what your own expectation is. This is just a link. You can always check that up, and we would, in the course of talking about other areas, we will show you what it typically looks like. All right. So very quickly, I would bring back Wale on board to just walk us through the buckets on how we have tailored this to all the buckets of trainings that we have. You want to come?
Yes,
today, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Are you bringing anybody on to test to share their success story, or do you want me to fire on?
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll take that after you finish.
After I finish. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Tunde. Great presentation, and thanks for those explanation. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining this section. Saturday is usually a time where people spend with their family. And so for you to be here, it just shows that you're really, really keen and interested in what we have to show you. So thank you for joining this section. And my prayer is, you will leave here informed, you will leave here inspired and motivated, and you'll be able to take an informed decision for yourself in terms of your career. So whether this is good for you or not. All right. So today, if you quickly flip me back to the slide before this one, not this one. not that one. Then this one. All right. So today has explained this bit, but I just thought that I just want to point your attention to a few things. Today did great justice to this, but it's important that I say a few things here that might just help you. So we've got two actors here, and we had called it non-technical and technical. And permit me to say that when we say non-technical, it's just for the reason of this presentation, we had put it there as someone that has come from a project management background or business analyst, and we said others. You see that others, it's anybody, all right? A gentleman was, messaged me earlier on, and he was talking about Salesforce. He was asking me questions around Salesforce. So I think I suspect that maybe he has some experience in that area, all right? So it might be you. You might not be a project manager. You might not even have any experience around business analysis. You might just fall into that category of others, all right? So maybe you're a receptionist, or maybe, you're a teacher, maybe, you're a janitor, or maybe you are a bus driver. And, so all that is all encompassing. So anything that is not project management, that is not business analysis, is the others. If you permit me, I can, just share my video. Some of you might be wondering, who's this gentleman? So this is me, all right? Don't mind my board head. So that others might just be you. It might just be, anybody that does not fit into that two categories that I've just mentioned earlier on. So you're not a project manager, you're not a business analyst, but you don't have a technical background, all right? You are not an IT support analyst, and you're not doing anything technical at the moment. So you fit into that category, all right? So what we have in Smart Learning is, irrespective of your background, where you have come from, what you do at the moment, we have, this is the way of our thinking. Everybody has got something, all right? Everybody has got something. So everybody's clever. That's the way of our thinking, all right? We believe so. All right, and what do we mean by that? By reason of what we've been doing in the last 7 years, when people come to us, as a matter of fact, we discover the people that have come from other backgrounds, all right, without any experience as it were. Those are the people that does well, all right? Those are the people that listen. Those are the people, that takes this thing, and run with it. You see, the interesting thing about cybersecurity is there is something for everybody. All right, so cybersecurity is not all technical. All right, there's an aspect of cybersecurity that is non-technical. So Tunde was saying something earlier on about governance, risk, and compliance. So you could fit into category. So for example, Tunde has come from a non-technical background. Maybe Tunde didn't tell you his first degree. All right, maybe he didn't tell you, and maybe he will tell you later. So Tunde did not study computer engineering or software development in the uni. But when he came into the cybersecurity space, he opted for the governance, risk, and compliance, all right, which, is a lot easier. And to be honest, see people that opted for the non-technical side, they fit in more with the business side of cybersecurity, the business side, all right? So there is the technical side and there is the business side. So, if your business is what is natural to you, all right, then this area would work for you from the non-technical side. I hope that makes sense. And if you look at the direction of our arrow here, where we're pointing it to technical, BA, or PM, again, we just have to use something to represent what we're talking about. But it is not limited, all right, to being a technical BA or PM. You could be a GRC specialist, all right, or you could be any other thing in cybersecurity that is non-technical, all right? Then we have the technical guy. So who are we talking about technical? So technical could be someone that is coming from a network, engineering background. So the guy is a Cisco guy. The guy knows how to, configure routers and switches, and knows how to plug computers together for them to work. Knows how to network, devices. So that you are a technical guy. All right. Okay. But more importantly, you would agree with me that some people, they haven't had the opportunity, all right, to network devices together for them to work, or they have not been able to put 2 components or 3 components together for them to work. But you see, their way of thinking they are technically savvy, all right? They're different. That's the way they think, all right? They are technical. I'll give you an example. So my wife, I can say she's technical. Do you know why? She studied sociology in the University of Ife, but her thinking can be quite technical, all right? She likes a lot of DIY. She likes to, they buy toys for the children. She will put it together. And I don't have the time, to be honest. She will put it together. When I say I don't have the time, it doesn't make me a bad husband, all right? It's just that my time is really precious. She would put it together, knock it together, put it together, look at the manual and just she couples it. So she's technically inclined, all right? She's technically inclined. So if you take someone like her and put her into an environment where she can learn technical things, she will do very, very well, all right? So this might be you as well, all right? So you may not have had the chance, to work in a technical environment, but the way you reason, the way you work, the way you do things, you can be technically savvy in your mind, all right? So there is also something for you in that area. I hope I cleared that. This makes sense. And please, if you understand what I'm saying, you could just say, yes, Wale, I get it. You could put it in the chat box, all right? Please flip me to the next one now. And so they has done a lot of justice here as well, all right? And you could see the feeder row. The feeder row, what we're just saying is, under the feeder row here, you could be anything from this place. You could be, so I've already talked about the networking, you could be a software developer, you could be, when I say software developer, you might just be there, you just know how to do website, all right? The standard EJX, you could do the front end, Node.js, you could build a back end, and a few other things that you could do, so you could say, yeah, maybe I'm a front end guy or a back end guy. I have an idea of how to put things together. You might just be the software developer, or you come from a software development engineer, or maybe you have just come from a financial and risk analyst. So again, that's a different industrial vertical entirely, or security intelligence. So what we've done here is, you can see from the entry level, to the mid level, to the advanced, and to the management. And the good thing, Tony said something earlier on, and thank you for Tony, is for us, the vision that we have, for our students is such that, listen, even when you start from the entry level, you will not remain here. We want to take you through this journey and bring you to the management. Over the last 7 years, we have seen our students grown. Some people have become manager in where they work. Some has become senior manager. Some have even getting into the director level. And that's how great it is. So we have this nice community, all right, within the Smart Learning, we call it Smart Learning alumni. In this nice community, this is where you interact with people. This is where you engage with people. This is where you talk about your career progression as well. So, what is good about us is, you see, we're in for a very long haul. Like I said, we've been doing this, for the last 7 years. It is not what drives us is the passion. What drives us is the ability to help people. What drives us is, you getting better in your career. We want to see you at the top. We want you to become a director at one day, and make reference to where you start and talk about smart learning. We want you to help other people as well. So we are like a family where we support and help people up until the time, that they have a fulfilling career. And that fulfilling career could be they become a CEO of a company, they become a director, or they even start their own business. We have something for everybody. All right, Tunde, flip me to the next slide. And today, I think, look at the questions. People have started asking questions. The next one, please. And all right, I'm conscious of time, and I just want to make sure that we spend this quality time, together. Tunde, have you take me back? Is this the right one? Okay. All right. So this is a typical career path, that I put together. Don't mind my presentation or the illustration. I just open your mind, and I will take you through this journey, and this would help, because what I'm trying to do is just to help you to see. Some of those courses, you might have seen it online. You might have seen, identity access management, data loss prevention. What does this mean? Can I do all of these courses? The difference here in smart learning is, listen, I've been here for 20 years. all right, I can tell you exactly the number of courses that you can combine, to make one, all right, or to make a career out of this. You see, online is great, but what it doesn't tell you is it doesn't have a feel of that human being. It doesn't have a feel of who has done this. And this is the difference. And we in Smart Learning, we pride ourselves, in having that kind of one-to-one interaction, with our student. That is what makes us stick. That is what makes us different. So what does this mean? If you are coming from a non-technical background, you are a project manager. Again, when I say project manager, it just means that you are non-technical, all right? And you want to end up here to become maybe a technical project manager or a technical business analyst, or you want to become a technical guy, all right, within cybersecurity. But don't forget here, you are non-technical, all right? And you could come from, see, what you could do is, if you have a basic project management skill, that's fine. If you do not, then you need to maybe go and learn project management, have the basic skill. Then once you have that basic skill, we will now combine it, all right, with various cybersecurity related courses, all right? You see, identity is a major problem across many enterprises. The issue of identity is even worse, with COVID-19, where the world is at the moment, all right? You would agree with me that 90% of people work from home. All right, then how do you prove their identity as they connect, to servers, as they connect to their workplace, from their home, is a major problem. It will continue to be a problem, till Jesus comes. All right, as long as we have cloud and technology gets better, the issue of identity would always be there. So somebody was asking me a question earlier on. He said, is there a job in cybersecurity? Yes, there are hundreds of jobs there. You just have to create a niche for yourself. All right. So what am I saying in a nutshell? Here, we have a course under identity access management, or what we call the password access management. We have a course under data loss prevention. We have another course under cloud. So for someone that wants to be non-technical, okay, they can combine some of these courses, all right? They can combine it and become like a technical BA or become a technical project manager, all right? So as it were, you still are a non-technical person, all right? You don't want to go into the core of cybersecurity, like making changes to a firewall or configuring a router or switches or making a configuration into a software. You don't want to go through that rigor, all right? But you still want to maintain, you want to go into cybersecurity from a non-technical viewpoint so that, you would be able to help the business, to achieve, to help the business, to implement any project that they are undergoing or undertaking at that particular time. Then these are the sort of courses that you can combine, all right? You will learn cybersecurity not from a lot of technical viewpoint. You will learn it from a non-technical viewpoint, to support project or to support initiative, from start, to the implementation. So this is a typical example of the sort of courses that you can combine if you're coming from the non-technical side of things. Tunde, flip me to the next one, please. All right. All right, so if you're technical, all right, and you say, hey, Wale, I have come from, a network security, I'm a network engineer. This is the background that I've come from. These are also examples of courses that you can take with us. You can take the cybersecurity risk management. You can come and take vulnerability management. You could say cybersecurity threat hunting. You could take the SIM design and implementation. You could take penetration testing. And you could also take what we call the network and system security. These are examples of courses that you can combine. Earlier on, Tunde has talked about the bundle of courses. You see, the reason why one course will not help you in cybersecurity is because, you see, it is quite diverse. For example, if you want to become, a vulnerability management, analyst, or you have to understand the dynamics of pen testing. That's the reality. All right. One course will not get you a job in cybersecurity. So what is clever that we do is we combine courses. We call it bundle of courses. So, Tunde was talking about the journey. All right. So for us, we do not call, so that's why we don't engage in training. We engage in what we call training program. All right, so a program is where you have a bundle of courses that you would take with us, and that will take you from the beginning to the end, including the support that you will get. So a typical training for us that's going to start on the 7th of June, for example, you would have the opportunity to be trained on almost 8 courses within the space of 3 months. Somebody might think, oh, Wale, isn't that too much? Listen, if you're going to get anything out of it's almost like a diploma course, if I can put it that way. And if you're going to get anything out of our training, listen, you have to, take multiple courses that will get you equipped, in the marketplace to be able to secure a job. And if you take any of these courses, this is where you're likely to be. You could apply for courses. You could apply for a course as a cybersecurity analyst. You could apply for a course as a SOC analyst. You could apply for jobs as a vulnerability management analyst. You could even go as far as solution architect, because what we have done is we understand the requirement in the marketplace. When I say marketplace, I'm talking about what typical employers are looking for. All right, we understand the requirements, so we have carefully crafted our course, all right, to meet that requirement. So that's why I said earlier on that it is not the conventional way. It is not just another training. Listen, the whole idea is you get trained so that you can take whatever that you've been taught and you can take it into the marketplace and secure a job with it. And what have we done? We have we carefully understand what is being asked, by employers. We incorporate the same into our training program. And we ensure that we mix that with real life example and practicals. And in no time after this training, you'll be able, or comfortably, you'll be able to apply for different jobs and you will secure it. The same applies if you're coming from a non-technical background as well. These are typical examples of, courses that you can combine. Governance, risk, and compliance. You could do general data protection. So if you're coming from Nigeria, for example, there is the almighty NDPR. Nigerian Data Protection Regulation that you could also learn as well. Somebody was asking me earlier on in the forum that what sort of job is there? Multiple. My friend, if you are in Africa, in fact, if you had the opportunity, you can come to the West. But truth be told, you don't even need to come to the West to be able to secure a job. What is interesting about cybersecurity is the skill is global, all right? So wherever you are, whatever, if you learn the skills and you know it, all right, it is global. The good news is the same remuneration that people here in the West get, that's exactly what you will also get in any part of the world, including Nigeria or any part in Africa, because the cyber skill or the cyber knowledge is global. The same certification that you will earn here, whatever you do, you can present it, when you're being interviewed, for a position or when you are applying for a position. All right. So it's not like nursing, so when you say you're a nurse in Nigeria, in Africa, any part of Africa. So for you to be a nurse here in the UK or any part of the world, you have to go through, another set of training and, they call it conversion, to prove that you have that knowledge. That is not the case in the world of IT and cybersecurity, because the same skills that you have, especially if you can prove it, is applicable. There is no conversion exam, if I can put it that way. All right. To the next slide, please. Let's move quickly. I'm conscious of time. Somebody was asking me about, certification. I think it was specifically from Yinka. All right, Yinka, this is for you and others as well. All right, so whilst we focus, on the actual training itself, impacting you with knowledge, while the focus is on that, making sure that you can prove whatever that you've been taught on our platform, by various using the real world example and practical. We also understand that sometimes to prove your knowledge, you also have to have industrial certification. So what do we do here? The training will focus on, the training program will focus on the training itself, mixing it with, our practical hands-on experience via the work experience program that we have for you. Then after that, they will begin to expose you or talk to you about different certifications. So we've seen people make a lot of mistakes here. And so listen, I've been around for 6-7 years. All right. So somebody will say, oh yeah, I want to go and do, I wanted to do CCSP, Certificate Cloud Professional. But you see, what they don't understand is for you to get here, all right, to get to this place, all right, is a journey. All right. So you don't just, so sometimes we see things flash on the internet, or maybe our friend has done it and we just want to do it. No, that's not the right way. All right. There is a part. All right. So for us in Smart Learning, we can walk you through that part after the training program and begin to tell you exactly what certifications you can do. So for example, now, if you want to be all technical, all right, you could see here, all right, is a journey. So look at this fishbone illustration. So you can start with CISMP, which is called Certificate in Information Security, Management Principle. So this is more like, the basic certifications that you can do if you're aiming to become technical in the world of cybersecurity. All right. And you could go on and do CompTIA Security Plus. So the Security Plus is different. You have the networking and you have the actual security as well. You could go on to do what we call the System Security Certificate, Practitioner. You could do the CISSP. You could do the Offensive Security Certificate Professional. And listen, it depends on where you see yourself. And this is what is different about us. Today I talked about earlier on how we engage you. Again, so the engagement is to understand where you want to be. So if you are a GRC person, you don't need to be doing this. All right, and that's what the mistake a lot of people do. So if GRC is all that you want to do, then this are the sort of certification that you want to focus on. Maybe certificate in ISO 27001 Foundation. You want to move in maybe ISO 27017 Foundation. It may be a certificate, as a lead implementer in ISO 27001, or a certificate, all right, again, in ISO 27001 as a lead auditor. So you might want to take this part, all right? Then you could go on in this direction as well. CISA, CISM, C-Risk, you could go on and on. And this is different all the way from this one, all right? So this is the governance, risk, and compliance bit, which is the non-technical, and this bit, is where you want to go all technical. If you want to go, focus on vendor, for example, maybe you want to do the cloud-related certification. You might want to go in the direction of AWS or Azure, or even do a lot around Google GCP. You need somebody to help you. You need somebody to talk to. So it's not all about the certificate. See, don't be fooled, because employers are not also foolish as well. Some people are quite studious. Some people know how to pass exam. And here in the West, I don't know about a lot in Africa. Truth be told, you see, it's not all about your certification. They don't look at certificates. As a matter of fact, when they talk to you, it's all about what you know and what you can prove. You see, certificate is great. As a matter of fact, if certificate is everything, then guess what? In the West here, a lot of people of color will probably be the directors of companies. Or, we will be the one ruling the company. But listen, on this side of the world, they are not foolish. All right, they know that for some reason, some people do not even know how to pass exam. But it doesn't mean that they do not know, how to apply knowledge, to what they've been tasked to do at work. All right. So it's the application of knowledge, not necessarily the certificate. Certification is good. Somebody will say, some of the job, they said, give us certificate. Yes, they do that purposely, maybe to screen people, to reduce the number of CV. There isn't anything wrong. But listen, if you have a great CV and you can prove your knowledge, nobody, all right, would, deny you the job. They would call you for an interview. You will get the opportunity to talk to the hiring manager. If you can prove that knowledge, you'll be given the job against somebody that has certificate. I mean, Tunde can attest, Tunde is a great testimony, and so many other people on our platform. Certification is great, but don't focus too much on it. People that focus on certification, guess what? They do not focus on knowledge. That's the problem. They just know how to pass the exam. They cannot, as it were, apply that knowledge, at workplace, to do their job. All right. So I hope that is wisdom. All right. Tunde, please flip to the next one. All right. So please, in the next few minutes, I'm going to be rounding up, but I want you to please, focus your attention on this. So Tunde talked about bundles, how we bundle our courses. And I think I've also mentioned it earlier on. You see, just a knowledge of one thing in cybersecurity will not help you. All right. By reason of our own experience in the marketplace, you should be able to combine, few courses together, all right, to make one. So if someone, is looking to become a cybersecurity analyst or a SOC analyst, I can tell you from experience, the number of courses that you can do that would, prepare you, for a job as a cybersecurity analyst, a SOC analyst, or any other job role within the cybersecurity space. So hence this bucket illustration that I want to put across to you, all right? I use bucket because a lot of us, we know what that is, if you're coming from where I came from, all right? Bucket, all right, or what you call library, all right? So library, in a library now you have is a shelf. If you think about a library now, a shelf, and then you will have collections of different books. Some people, if you go to the library, you will pick different books. Maybe you pick books on business, others you might pick book on comedy, others might pick book on cybersecurity, and you can have different books that you can pick within a bucket. All right. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about a bucket. So this is you, my bucket. So this is Tony's bucket. All right. So if you come to our website, we have different buckets. Sorry, we have a bucket, and in that bucket is all of our courses. All right. Think about that. All right. So in this bucket, you can pick any course that you want. But what is important is you cannot just pick all the courses. You must pick course that is relevant to where you're going. And this is where we're coming. So after this pre-course, we normally encourage that we will send you an email thanking you, all right, for your time, all right, on this platform. We would also send a link to you. In that link, you would be able to register again, for the type of course that you want, what you want to be, as it were. All right, say what you want to be. Say, for example, hey, Wale, I think for me, I want to become a cybersecurity analyst. Hey, Wale, I want to become a SOC analyst. I want to become cloud. I want to go into this and all of that. So you can now go back into this bucket and pick relevant course that would help you become that thing that you want to be. So I want you to think about reverse engineering. So for us in Smartlearning, so it is not all about doing the course. It's all about what you want to be. So we help to understand what you want to be first. Then we now walk you back to this bucket and pick the course that will lead you to where you want to be, or that will take you there. I hope somebody's following me. If you're following me, please just say yes. All right. So let's start. All right. So in this bucket, so we had said technical business analyst or project manager. So this is what you want to be. This is what Yinka want to be. Hey, Wale, I want to become a technical project manager or business analyst. All right. So what I'm saying there is you can pick all of this course. All right. Identity access management, data loss prevention, password access management. I could even pick a course on project management if I do not have any relevant experience at all. But you are a project manager. You want to manage projects. You want to become a business, and you're good at requirement gathering. So you are the type that if your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your mom or your dad, they ask you, to do something, you're asking them, so, oh, let's go to Lagos Island, or let's go to London. So you're asking them when. All right, what air flight, what date, all right, how long are we going to spend there? So you begin to ask questions. What you're basically doing is you're gathering requirements. So that just might be you. Or maybe your husband or your wife says, hey, darling, we're going to, build a skyscraper. And you ask, oh, wow, that is great, skyscraper. All right, where? Is it in Lagos Island? Is it in Paris? Is it somewhere in Portugal? So you're asking that questions. What you are essentially doing, and while you're asking that question, you are gathering requirements. So you are a business analyst. But so if you want to become a business analyst in cybersecurity, and your boss says, hey, Yinka, we're going to we're going to start a project that would help us, to identify people that log on from America and that log on from all over, Africa onto our platform. We want to be able to identify them. We want to be able to tell that if they are genuine. We want to be able to collect data as they log on onto our platform. That is a project, all right? Then you're asking your boss, okay, boss, all right, how do we do this? And you begin to gather information. What software is there that can help us to gather this information? What do we want to do with the data? Guess what? You wanted to build, a solution, not build, but you wanted to implement a solution around identity access management. So that your title, you will become a technical PM or technical business analyst. But before you become that, you need to learn what identity access management is. You need to learn about data loss prevention, and you need to learn about other courses. So that is an example of you, picking a course from this bucket to become a technical business analyst or project manager. All right, that's one example. All right, this is another bucket. So again, this is Tony. Tony wants to become a cybersecurity analyst. That's the end destination for Tony. All right, but how does Tony get there? All right, we said Tony will go into my bucket. All right, Tony will pick different courses. All right, a good example of the course is Tony can pick cybersecurity fundamentals. And the reason is because Tony is an IT support analyst. He doesn't even know about what cybersecurity is. So Tony have to start, from ground up. Tony have to start from the basics, from the basis. Hence, it will pick the fundamentals of cybersecurity. It would also pick, cybersecurity risk management. What is the relationship between fundamentals and cybersecurity risk management? Or what is the relationship between being a cybersecurity analyst and risk? Let me tell you, everything in cybersecurity is all about managing the risk of the enterprise. So Tony must understand, business goals and objectives, and be able to identify, the business risk as well, from technical viewpoint, and help the organization, to identify not just only the risk, but to put measures in place to mitigate those risks as much as possible. All right. So he would also have to learn, the concept of cybersecurity risk management. Tony can also go as far as learning what we call cybersecurity threat hunting. There are bad people there. Some of you must have heard about cyber criminals. You must have heard about hackers, hacktivists. You must have heard about nation state, cyber criminals. Tony have to understand, who are the threat actors? Where are they? Where are they in the world? Are they on the other side of the internet, or are they within the organization? So, because listen, if you do not understand, who is against you, you can't protect your assets or your organization against them. The concept of threat hunting would help in that area. All right. In this course, you'll be learning a whole lot what we call around cybersecurity threat intelligence. All right, but also Tony have to choose what we call vulnerability management. All right, don't forget that technology are enablers. All right, they help organization. All right, so for example, now all of us, I don't know where you guys are connecting from, but you've been able to hear my voice and see my face because we have a technology or a solution called Zoom. All right, so Zoom has made that possible. So Zoom is not a perfect solution. As a matter of fact, as a solution, it would also have some weakness or what we call vulnerability. So for Tony, as at where if Tony were working for Zoom, for example, and Tony wants to protect Zoom, from hacking, from software weakness, then it's important for Tony, at all times to carry out a vulnerability scanning or assessment against this piece of software, to find out the weakness and ensure that those weaknesses, are strengthened or removed, or solutions or controls are put in place, to protect, those weaknesses, from cyber criminal from taking, advantage of it. All right. So that's where vulnerability management comes in. Then penetration testing. All right. So like I said, every solution is not, it's every technology that you see, always have one weakness or the other. So it's important as an organization to always be proactive, testing your technology to see that the controls that you are put in place are strong enough. So penetration testing would also be very, very useful for someone that wants to become a cybersecurity analyst. All right. So this is the bucket. So what am I saying here? So for us, because we've been in the industry for a very long time, we can tell you exactly, the courses that you can combine, for you to become anything in the cybersecurity space. This is what you will not get that in any place. All right. We pride ourselves in what we do. You will not get this, human, touch and connection and explanation that I'm just giving to you. You will not get it in any place. Even in universities, it's difficult, all right? So I want you to liken what we're showing you today. It's like an open, when you go to university, you have an open day where, you meet with the lecturer. You're meeting with me today, Wale Omolere. You have met with Tunde Shogaolu. Maybe you have not met with some of our trainers, but you meet with them when you sign up for the course. This is exactly what we do, telling you about how you can combine this course, for you to become something great, within the space. All right. Tunde, please flip me to the next one. All right. So, for example, if you want to go into cloud, all right, it's the same concept. All right, you can also combine courses as well. If you want to become AWS solution architect, we can tell you exactly what you can combine. You can start from the fundamentals, then we can teach you, some, other cloud-related courses within AWS. All right, can you get this somewhere else? Absolutely. All right, but what is different about us is the fact that, you see, whatever we teach you is not just going to be head knowledge. It's something that you can immediately use at workplace. All right, Tunde, take me to the next one. All right, information governance. So again, if you're the non-technical person, like you're saying, hey, Wale, I have come from a different background, I'm non-technical. As a matter of fact, I'm a janitor. All right, there is something for everybody. All right, you might be so afraid, you might be so unsure, you might be so unsure of your abilities. You think you can't do this. Listen, I've seen people, that are like you. All right. By God's grace, we have trained, even in this country, people that are bus drivers. All right. Bus drivers. And they are working as a consultant. All right. In one of the major consulting firms here in the UK. All right. And when I say bus drivers, please, do not get me wrong. All right. There's dignity in labor. All right. I'm not saying that because you're a bus driver, you're not clever. I'm just saying that, sometimes, we think about where we're working, and we, sometimes we just profile people as a result of where they work, and you think they're not clever. No. All right. So for us, there's something for everybody. And if you think maybe low about yourself, give us a call. Let us talk to you. Let us unearth, the inherent skills that you have. And let us help you to point you in the right direction, especially if you want to make a career out of cybersecurity. So for all the non-technical friends that we have on our platform that they are not sure what they could do or what they could be in cybersecurity space, this is one thing for you. You could combine courses around governance, risk, and compliance. You could do a lot around cybersecurity risk management. You could learn ISO 27001, which is a default, a de facto standard across the world, irrespective of where you are, whether in Africa, whether in UK, whether in the US, everybody comply to these best practices. This best practice called ISO 27001. You could go into third-party risk management. We have a particular course dedicated for that. You could get into cloud governance if that is you. You don't want to be a cloud engineer, but you want to understand the dynamics of the cloud governance. That is also something for you as well. We've got a course there. Or you could go into general data protection regulation. So if your aim is to become a regulatory compliance, at the end of the day, or if you're coming from a law background and you say, hey, Wale, I'm a lawyer, I want to get into cybersecurity. All right, what is the path for me? Then these are sort of the courses that you can combine, to make it one for yourself. All right, so they send me to the next one. I think we're almost there. Oh, we still have one. All right, I think this is the last one. Enterprise security architect. All right. So again, if you are the architect in your mind, or maybe you're already in cybersecurity and you want to move in the direction of becoming a solution architect, we have something for you as well. As a matter of fact, the trainer, Tunde said something earlier on. You see, we have specialists in each of those areas. All right, and all of our trainers, they are working in the industry. So they're not coming here to tell you theories. They will tell you, give you real world example. As it's what they do at work is what they will show you. All right. So again, a lot of courses that you can combine there. You can learn a lot around cybersecurity extension. You need to learn a lot as well around cryptography and KPIs. It's quite technical, I must tell you. All right. And then a lot around communication and network security as well. So if you're going to be a successful enterprise security architect, you must have some years of experience. If you're already in cybersecurity and you want to switch into becoming an enterprise enterprise security, architect, then you can combine this course as well. So we have a course, all right, that is also called enterprise security architect, for those that are interested. But I think here, particularly one, you must come, you must have some technical experience, or you must have had some years of experience. So again, if this is what you want to be after becoming a cybersecurity analyst, then we can also create a path for you. First, you have to become a cybersecurity analyst, have years of experience, then gradually find your way into becoming an enterprise security architect. Tunde, the next one, please. I think we are almost done. All right, Tunde has talked about all of this one. I'm not going to bore you. Let's move to the next one, please. We've talked about some of the courses. These are a few older courses under governance, risk, and compliance. All right, so what is next? The next now is we are starting our training on the 7th of July 2021. What does that mean? For all of you that have registered with us, what we will do is we will send you a follow-up email. All right, the follow-up email will include a link, all right, that would point you to register for the course. Somebody might say, oh, is this for free? No, it is not, all right? But we want to engage with you. We want to understand. You see, everybody is unique. Some people are connected to us from Nigeria, maybe a few people from Ghana or somewhere else in the world, all right? And you would have unique situation and circumstances. And that's why we said our training is different, all right? It is different. So it is not just, oh, come and pay and just run away. No, that's not the way it works. All right, we want to engage with you. So an email will come to you. If you haven't registered, please, I beg you register, all right? If you haven't registered, just say there, we can copy. Timothy, if you're there, send and then collect their email address for those that haven't registered, all right? If you haven't registered, just put your email there. Timothy, Timothy?
I'm here, sir.
All right.
Yes, I'm here,
right.
sir.
Yeah, Timothy, for those that haven't registered, my colleague is there, Timothy. His name is Timothy. Put your email, because it's important, all right? If you want us to help you further, put your email to Timothy. I mean, you don't need to put it in the wild, please. You can just send it directly to Timothy. Timothy is there. Timothy just indicates, say, I am here. My name is Timothy. I can help you. All right, send it directly to Timothy. Timothy would add it to the list and we would email you directly. You see, it's a backstock solution, all right? It is not like where we come from, they will say Bubuero, like everybody. No, that's not what we do. Best stock solution. We want to make sure that we understand you and we're able to create something that is unique to you. All right. So best stock solution, send your email to Timothy. Timothy will add it to this, and then we will now send you an email. And in that email, the section is being recorded, sir. In that email, all right, you will see a link, you will click on the link, and we would engage with you further. We do not chase people. That is not our style, all right? Because listen, the reason why we're doing this is so that you can understand it. Our life is easier, a lot easier if you understand it. Because if you do not understand it, then you will say, yeah, I've been to this training. I didn't even get anything out of it, all right? So my responsibility is to show you what it is, to help you to seek the possibility so that you can make an informed decision for yourself. Please do not enroll for anything that you do not know. Try and understand the end. Try and understand the journey. What it will take. Ask questions. Then we'll be able to support you. And this is how genuine, we could be, in the Smart Learning family. So Timothy has already said something. Send your, if you haven't registered though, send your email, then we'll have a follow-up with you. If you're in the UK, we're also here as well. Tunde, please whack my telephone number to Tunde, Tunde, confirm?
Yeah, Wale, on it.
Yeah, put our telephone number there. So those in the UK, they can also call us as well. All right. So thank you, Tunde. I think there are a few questions. Let us stop the recording. Let's open the floor for everybody to talk. Let's take questions maybe in another 15 minutes.